All right, ladies and gents, so we are going live right now on Instagram, Facebook, and of course YouTube as well. We'll be having our live sessions, and as you probably already know, since you probably saw the post this morning already in our social media, is we have this amazing special guest with us today. So it's like me being in a candy shop, being really, really excited. You should be excited, guys. Get ready, because it does take a little bit of time to get his time as well. He's a very, very busy man. So he's the Director of International Operations for the QI group of companies, ladies and gents. And you know who I'm talking about. So get ready. We are ready right now. Join us. If your friends, your uplines, your downlines have not joined yet, tell them right now. We're going live right now. Join us right now, guys, because this is an interview you do not want to miss. With your host today, Bernie, right here for you. And QNET is with you, ladies and gents. We have said we have a special guest, and of course, guys, as I'm looking through right now, oh my God, so IG is blowing up, FB is blowing up, as well as YouTube Live. So guys, stay tuned with us, because we're gonna do this a lot more. But our special guest today is the one and only, as I've hyped you up as well before, the one and only Mr. J.R. Meyer. Hello, sir. How are you doing, sir?
Good morning, guys, all over the world. Great to see my QNET family finally, if at all virtually. I hope that you guys are all staying safe and sound, protecting yourself and following your respective government orders in whatever country you are. I love you guys. Great seeing you again, and great being finally in touch.
So, Mr. Meyer, how have you been? I know the situation is a little bit difficult right now, but how has everything been?
Well, to be very honest, I think I was born in an office, so I'm very much at home. I'm an office native. And so not going to the office for the last 2+ weeks has been really tough. But I must admit, from a efficiency, from a productivity point of view, it's been really working out perfectly fine. We've been on conference calls, we've been using Microsoft Teams, we've been using Zoom, we've been using all the different platforms that are available to us. And I think we've gotten not as popular as a profession as it used to be, let's say 100 or 50 or even 30 years ago. But we've been very successful and fortunate to basically attract the right people. And they are really doing an amazing job in putting our Swiss-made watches together. And every time I have an opportunity, I was just there. In early March, I was at CME HQ in Switzerland, and observing these people do their work, and the patience, the dedication, and the commitment it takes. They work most of the time with magnifying glasses, because of course all the components are very minute and small, and it's a tedious job. I would not be an extremely good watch master craftsman. I think I'm just not patient enough to deal with tiny little screws and putting it all solidly together, and doing all the quality controls, making sure the watch is watertight, and all of these things. So it's a really beautiful process, and I would love to invite all of you to come to Switzerland and actually experience itself. And on that note, I think we have some really good news, because we are considering to be putting a new product or service or experience on our e-store, and that's called the Watch Academy. And the Watch Academy is basically something where you fly into Geneva or Zurich, and you drive up to the CME headquarters, and you actually build a watch by yourself under the supervision of one of our watch master craftsmakers. And it's an unbelievable experience. I've done it before. I think you've done it before.
I've done it myself, yes.
And it's really, I mean, beautiful memory of going to Switzerland and putting that watch together and then wearing it so proudly. And when somebody asks you, you can tell them, hey, I put this watch, I built it by my own hands. So this is something that we're considering actually to make available right now. We're already making this available on our QNET Europe e-store, and it's rocking. And we've had some really proud and happy watch makers in our teams in QNET Europe. So hopefully we can basically make this available to everyone around the world, so that you understand the process and the effort and the time that goes into making a beautiful Swiss-made watch.
And guys, not only that, you can design it basically yourself. You can choose the color of the bezel, you can put the casing, your strap, what color do you want. Sadly, I'm not wearing it today. I should have actually worn the one that I did. And at the end, on the back casing, you can actually engrave your name onto it as well. So it is specialized for you.
Yes.
It is just, it's an amazing process, and you really will appreciate, trust me. My hands were shaking. I was going through a nervous breakdown trying to put all these pins and everything together. I went out on the balcony many times to take a fresh breath air and trying to relax myself. It is a difficult process.
Yes.
And I think Mr. Meyer went through the same thing. And it's just amazing to put that watch academy together.
Yeah.
Right? You're 150 years, ladies and gents. But how did Bernhard H. Meyer after this come to QNET, sir?
Well, of course, 100 years in between of, a very rich history, basically, where the company did amazing things for VIPs, customers, governments, central banks all over the world. Mainly initially in the coin and medallion business, then more and more also in the jewelry and watch business. And of course, in 1999, I met Dr. Sri Vijay in Beijing at the, back then it was the largest exhibition in Asia for numismatic collectible items and pieces. And it was an unbelievable meeting. At the end of the show, it was a dark and cloudy, rainy November day in Beijing, China, and we struck off a wonderful conversation full of passion on both sides. I was very intrigued by the business model of QNET. He was very intrigued by the fact that I represented a fifth generation of a very established supplier who was in an industry that QNET was very close to, because this was the core product back then, when the company was only 1 year old. And just about 6 months later, in early 2000, QNET and Bernhard H. Meyer signed a strategic partnership agreement that is still in place until today.
Amazing. That is absolutely amazing, guys. So that's how we actually started in QNET, ladies and gents. But, we always talk about watches. The jewelry part started at the same time?
Absolutely. The jewelry part was very much part of the initial company that was started back in 1871. And it grew slowly but steadily. And then later watches came, and joined the bandwidth, so to say, of products that were created and manufactured in Germany. And today it is very much a mainstay, both jewelry and watches.
I know you are a big watch collector. So, of course, the history somehow got you into that passion. Where did the passion of watches start?
Well, I have a very clear recollection of my very first watch, and I have to be very honest, it was not a Bernhard H. Meyer watch. I had somehow fallen in love with this watch. It was a beautiful diver's watch. I think I was 6 years old, and I was bugging my mom, and she made me do something in order to get that watch. I cannot remember what it was. I think I had to do something in school or achieve something, and I was then able to get this watch, which I really was very happy about. And ever since then, I've been collecting watches, basically. I don't collect many other things, honestly. I'm not a big, I'm not into some of the other passions and hobbies and collecting all kinds of things, but watches, yes, it's a beautiful hobby. They're pretty easy to store, they're pretty easy to transport, and the most wonderful thing is, of course, with good quality Swiss-made watches, you can basically look at them over a long period of times. I mean, I'm looking back on watches that I, received from Dr. Sri, let's say in the year 2000 when we issued the Dragon watch. I have one at home, and I very proudly, every once and then, and I look at it and I say, my goodness, it's been 20 years, and this watch is perfectly working and has no issues at all. So it's a very beautiful collection hobby. And what amazes me is that every watch that I own in my collection reminds me of a beautiful occasion, reminds me of something significant, an achievement, an occasion, an event where this watch was launched. And, putting these pieces together, thinking back over 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, or, 10 years, is something I think everybody is very proud of.
So it actually makes you reminisce on the parts of what happened in your life.
Absolutely.
And Mr. Meyer, just asking on this one, you know, because we look into craftsmanship, we look into the Swiss-made watches. How is BHM on that part with, in case, you know, new IRs have some questions in that sense? The craftsmanship, the handiwork, the what we would call basically the craftsmanship that goes into it. Where does BHM stand in that sense?
Well, let me take a little step back also again in history. Of course, you all know that in 2005, our QNET watch business had actually become so significant and large in size that Datosri called me one day and said, JR, I want you to fly to Switzerland and buy an entire watch company. And I thought it was a great idea because basically we were doing more and more watches. And having a Swiss factory, a Swiss assembly line, a Swiss brand would obviously give us an edge in the world of watches. So we went out looking for a prospective company to be taken over, and we found that company in March 2006. And within 6 months, we had all the agreements, written up, and we took over the company. I remember flying there to basically start the whole process, and it's been an incredible experience because, of course, our watch business grew even further and faster, and we've produced and sold hundreds of different watches all over the world, all of them Swiss-made. And of course, Switzerland has a fantastic legislation of how watches have to be made in order to be considered Swiss-made. And the industry is also very much at home in Switzerland. So you find experts from every single, different responsibility in a line of watchmaking that basically can be found. It's very difficult to find these pieces. It's very difficult to find these capabilities and skills. And in a way, it is a breed that is not. It is becoming more and more rare because some of the older people who have studied this 60 years ago are no longer able or willing to work. And so it's a beautiful small industry controlled by very few major players, and we're tremendously proud that Datosri had this foresight 14, 15 years ago when he said, let's take over a Swiss company. It was the best decision we've made.
Can you tell us the name of the company, sir?
Of course, you all know the name. The company we took over in 2006 was Simier Switzerland, and together with Simier we've produced the vast majority of our BHM watches for QNET. Of course, we also produce the Simier watches, which you are very familiar with, like for example the limited edition of the QNET City, QNET Manchester City watch, of course, is branded under Simier, and a few other top of the line pieces are Simier branded.
So since you brought up MCFC, sir, Manchester City, a partnership that QNET is very proud of, and the new watches coming out. Can you talk a little bit about the sponsorship that we have and how it's actually impacted QNET in itself?
Well, I think the sponsorship is very straightforward. We, once again, we made a very good decision. This was in 2014. We had a lot of the different top football clubs from Europe pitching for our sponsorship. The French clubs were there, the German clubs came, the Italian clubs were there, the Spanish clubs came. And finally, we decided to go into the English Premier League, which is, of course, the number one most watched and followed and beloved league in the world. And there were some really cool clubs in the top, and we had more or less made up our opinion. We were ready to sign. And very much in the last minute of this was a 6-9 month process, a reasonably, an old established but reasonably not so well-known club approached us and proposed a really, really interesting, sponsorship undertaking. And we were intrigued. And I think that out of all the clubs that we could have picked in 2013-14, we actually picked the best club. Manchester City, which is of course owned by His Highness Sheikh Mansour, has invested so much money into, not only into their players, into the facilities, into all of Manchester. It has virtually changed the way Manchester looks as a city. And they've been more successful over the last many years since we sponsored them than any other EPL club. And we're so proud of this partnership. We've become pretty much family. We go there on a regular basis. We try to take all our top performers to Manchester. And it's been an amazing experience, so to say, I think, for all of us. Now, the one thing that I'm personally very, very proud of is, of course, the fact that we've launched a QNET Manchester City CME watch in 2016, the limited edition one. It was sold out, I believe, within about a year. And then in 2018, we launched another limited edition. It was pretty much sold out as we speak. Some of the models are already gone. Some of the others are in the process of selling out. And the most amazing thing is, guys, we are going to launch a brand new Man City watch series, most probably in August 2020, when the new football season kicks off. Well, knock on wood, let's hope it kicks off. And so I can tell you this, guys, I cannot say much, but this is going to be the most beautiful limited edition Manchester City QNET CME watch ever. We found a very, very famous Swiss-French designer who's done some really intrinsic and beautiful work, and I'm super excited. If you own one of these watches, make sure that you never sell them, because they're super small limited editions and for sure an amazing part of your collection.
So guys, if you're a watch connoisseur, stay tuned. 2020, August. Something beautiful is coming your way. Mr. Meyer can't tell you right now, but I guarantee you in 2020 August, oh my God, something amazing is going to come, guys. But coming a little bit back to Bernhard H. Meyer, sir. How would you say our watches, Bernhard H. Meyer, are unique in that sense? How are they unique, different from other brands in that sense?
Well, of course, I mean, we have our very unique, independent designers who basically make sure that we have very beautiful watches. Our watches are made according to the stringent and strict quality and regulatory lines drawn up by the Swiss government. And as such, I mean, you have the beautiful, unique designs. You have the unbelievably high quality craftsmanship that goes into the watches, and you have a beautiful, high quality product that basically is ready to be worn on your wrist for, years and years and years, possibly generations.
Yes. I mean, I totally agree with that, sir. One watch especially we want to talk about, because it is going on a very special promo, is the Ballad, sir. How do you feel about the Ballad watch?
The Ballad is a classic piece. I mean, you look at this watch, it's especially the Ballad steel bracelet. It's an unbelievable, rock solid, ladies and gentlemen's watch. But it's just something that I think most men love to wear, because it feels, solid and heavy on the wrist. And it's obviously been selling extremely well. So it's one of my personal favorites. I'm very much into steel bracelets, and I think this is a beautiful piece. In fact, we should never put it on a promotion in the first place, because it's just an amazing watch that deserves its price tag very much.
So guys, you have a special opportunity right now. The Ballad watch is going for 48 hours special promo right now. Even though Mr. Meyer doesn't want to put it on a promo, guys, we still agreed that it's going to go on a special promo. So you're getting not a watch, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting an amazing timepiece, because I hate calling these watches just watches. They're not watches, ladies. They're timepieces. They're a piece of jewelry. They accent your self-being. So these watches are just amazing. Timepieces that you need to collect. So the Ballad for 48 hours is going on a flash promo, ladies and gents, for 48 hours only. So grab the opportunity now to have one of these amazing watches on your wrist. Sorry, let me correct that. One of these amazing timepieces on your wrist to go to your next presentation, to go to your next BP and show it off, and have that person across sit from you. Oh my God, what is that? What is that timepiece? Where did you get it? Where is it coming from? It's gonna be there, guys. So grab the opportunity right now. Mr. Meyer, just to continue a little bit, I know you're wearing a very, very special watch right now, which is our 20th anniversary watch. Guys, look at that watch.
I have to admit, Bernie, you're right. It is a tremendously special watch, and I've fallen in love with it actually over the last 2 years since it was issued. And of course, there's some amazing details, including the little miniature gold coin that reminds of the rich history over the last 22 years and our initial beginnings in the numismatic and gold coin business when QNET started 22 years ago. But it's just an amazing, beautiful watch. It wears beautiful with a suit, but it's sporty enough to basically go also with you on a casual day. It just reflects the amazing history that QNET has gone through over the last 22 years. And of course, the most fantastic thing is the limited edition is only 898 pieces worldwide, which of course signifies our date of foundation on 8th of September 1998 when QNET was born. So guys, I think there's just a few of them left, and if you can get one or your hands on one of them, it'll be a great, great achievement. You will love this watch.
So I know for myself, you've been here now 20 years, yeah?
Yes, I'm very proud to celebrate my 20th anniversary this year, and of course I met Dr. Sri 21 years ago, so I've known the company and its history pretty much from the very beginning.
So sir, you being 20 years in QNET now, I mean, there's a lot of people out there, and there's a lot of new IRs, and we always look for inspiration. Even myself, I'm going now into my 9th year being in this company, and I've always looked to you for inspiration. And of course, Dr. Sri and Jabadas and Chief Batman himself as well. So there's always been mentors on there. But in your case, being very significant, a very influencer in this company, what has kept you here for 20 years? What is your inspiration, sir?
Well, I think, first of all, I'm very proud of what we have achieved. I remember when I met Dr. Sri back in the day in 1999, and then a year later when I really became a more operationally involved in QNET, we were a young startup with 3-4 offices, less than 100 staff, and what we did have, what in my mind nobody has, is that our founders and the V partners, the directors, they are all really tangible, human beings that can be met and spoken to. We're not just some sort of a anonymous company that basically has a great compensation plan and some really good products. We are actually a family. And this family spirit has been an incredible secret of our success, both in corporate and in the network. So if you think about it, I think that in our network, we must be the number one company with the most loyal leaders and distributors. And the same thing is true in corporate. We've got people, I'm not the only one who's been here for 20 years. There's so many people in the company who are here today for 20 and more years. And look at yourself. You're kind of a second generation, but you're already here nearly 10 years. So this is kind of a standard, I think, that we have set. And this is really a reflection on the philosophy and the mindset and the way the founders have been running the company over the last 22 years, that this is not just a business for profits and, where, once a year you meet a shareholder. We're a family, and this is something that I aspire to continue, and hopefully I want my son, Louis Eschwaran, to basically experience this one day and hopefully be part of this group in one, responsibility or another. And the other thing that I have to admit fascinates me and has fascinated me very much from day one is the fact that Dr. Sri and Joseph Bismarck, Japa, had this incredibly early vision and intuition to reinvent direct selling and to basically put it on an online platform. And that really was the secret of our fast growth and success over the last 20 over years. And being a digital native as a direct seller, we are so predestined to actually take over the entire world and to conquer every market, even countries far away from our headquarters or regional headquarters. We just have that strategic advantage to basically take this business to anywhere in the world. And of course, we have the most amazing products. And so this is my kind of main reasons for being here, my continued inspiration. And obviously, today technology is moving so fast. You cannot be stuck in the past and celebrate your achievements. It's something that is continuously moving and evolving, and we're part of this race. And I'm very confident that we will be there and give you the most amazing future platform and opportunity to grow and become the world's #1 direct selling company.
So ladies and gents, as Mr. Meyer just said himself, technology is continuously growing. You see it right now. We are live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, bringing you these amazing products and what they're about. And the reflection of Mr. Meyer being here for 20 years, that love, the family, is also incorporated within our products itself. As you saw, Bernhard H. Meyer, 1871, until this day, a part of QNET, a part of the family itself, being here right now. That is just amazing, guys. It is not only about products that were launched yesterday. It is about the history, the legend behind it, and Mr. Meyer being part of that legend. You've met his father sometimes at our V conventions from time to time. Mr. Bernhard H. Meyer, standing at the booth. The gentleman is how old now, sir?
He is turning 75 this year.
75-year-old gentleman standing at the Bernhard H. Meyer booth every V convention, ladies and gents, to take your questions, to sit and talk with you. That is just absolutely amazing. And that is the spirit of Bernhard H. Meyer. That's the spirit of Mr. J.R. Meyer, ladies and gents. So guys, as Mr. Meyer said, soon on your QNET World Plan e-store to have it there. Okay, so it's coming. You actually will have a selection of different watches that you can put together. I believe it's about 3 different types, but it's coming very soon, so stay tuned for that. But another thing that we wanted to talk about is a little bit about the younger generation. And I believe you have your son, I've got my older son now, and of course my daughter as well. So watch pieces, leaving them to the younger generation. And I think it's a hand down in a sense.
Yeah.
We as fathers always do, or as mothers also do. We hand down our legacy through these watches and luxury items.
Yes.
So having them handed down, how you think in this sense, how important is it as a family part, touching the younger generation now, who may buy a watch at the age of 25, but they're not looking for children right now, but maybe in the future at being 40 and so on, and going that way.
Well, honestly, it is a point that I've been thinking about and reflecting upon. And I had a very beautiful experience a couple of months ago. I was working, and there was a very centennial, millennial young man. He's a digital expert, digital marketing guy, and we were working together on a project. And after a couple of days of interacting on this particular project, he came to me and presented me with one of our catalogs. And he pointed to this watch, and I said, what's wrong? Is there any problem in the catalog? Do we need to make some corrections? He said, no, Mr. Meyer, I just wanted to tell you, I think this is an incredible, classy, and beautiful watch. And I think I'm going to pick it up. And I was so happy hearing this from a 27-year-old. And I felt very confident, and I am very confident, that the young generation, people like your son, ultimately, they are not too different from us. They also want to wear status symbols. They want to wear a beautiful Swiss-made watch. They want to pick a unique design that is not, worn by everybody else. So I think this desire to basically buy beautiful, high-quality Swiss-made watches will not exactly go anywhere.
Yes.
In fact, if you think about it, men today, for example, are so much more conscious on wearing a little bit of accessories and decorating themselves.
Yes.
And women have been doing this for a long time. But as a man, one of the few things you can possibly wear is actually a watch.
Yes.
So I think we're very confident about the prospects and about this generation, this new generation that's coming up, also buying into Swiss-made luxury timepieces and beautiful watches from Bernhard H. Meyer and Signy.
So guys, as said, QNET is the family. It is a family. You may be very young right now. Your family creation is still happening, okay? So you may get married in the future. You may have children in the future. But having these luxury timepieces that you are buying right now, one day you can hand them down to your son, your daughters, to anybody out there. So this is something extremely amazing. So it's not about the times right now. It's actually keeping a Swiss timepiece with you for generations and generations to come. So guys, again, thank you so much for your time today. I'm here with the one and only Mr. J.R. Meyer, okay? And of course, guys, stay tuned on what we're gonna have. We're gonna have more guests. We're gonna have more people joining us in these sessions live here on Instagram, Facebook, and of course, YouTube Live. So stay tuned. If you didn't have the chance to spread the word today, spread it to everybody out there. As I said, your downlines, your uplines, everybody, your family who you want to show what QNET is all about. Show them the QNET family, show them the QNET products, and show them what we're really all about. Because this is, as I always like to say, it is a QNET family. We are family. We care about you, we care about what you're going through, and this has always been the family, as Dr. Sri likes to say.
Absolutely.
It is a family. So I'm here with my family, Mr. J.R. Meyer. Stay tuned. Who else is going to join us next time, ladies and gentlemen? All right, guys. It was an amazing session with, of course, the one and only Mr. J.R. Meyer just now. But we want to continue, guys, and we just had a submission. And this submission is quite amazing because it's coming from a very, very big fan of Bernhard H. Meyer. And he's been a fan since he started networking in this company, which has been tens and tens of years right now already. So he's been with us for quite a long time. He's a huge fan, and let's change the word from fan to collector of BHM timepieces. So guys, I want you to check out this quick video that we have by his testimonial submission right now. And he is the one and only AVP Yasir Khamis.
Hi, this is AVP Yasser. Today, I will talk about amazing, unbelievable product from PH Meyer factory, PH Meyer brand. Why PH Meyer? Because 1871, wow, 1871, a lot of experience with this factory and this brand. Swiss made. Ask anyone around the world with a professional shop market about Swiss made and they will say wow. And partnership with Man City. 3 important things about PH Meyer products, especially the watches. I'm the lover of watches. My collection, more than 100 watches from PH Meyer, and I give around 50 as a gift for my family, for my friends, for a lot of people, of my partners working with me. So a lot of very amazing watches we can work with and we can earn from selling these watches. Just look and see the amazing, unbelievable watches. See, this is one of the favorite watches I have and I like. See the watch. See the watches. See the watches. Wow. Dome of the Rock. Kaaba. Gold. Silver. A lot of unbelievable watches collection. This is my small collection, and this is not all. This is part of what I have. See. Wow. Unbelievable watch collection. And the most important and amazing watch I have is this one. This one. See this one? Ouch. I love this watch. It's double engine watch. Double engine watch. So, with my collection of watches, more than 100, I say to you, go sell P.H. Meyer watches and earn money by selling amazing P.H. Meyer watches.
All right, ladies and gents. So amazing. You saw ABP Yasir's collection. You got to hear from the man himself, our Director of International Operations, Mr. J.R. Meyer. So that was an amazing, amazing session, guys. I'm in awe of these beautiful watches and, of course, timepieces that we have, plus the beautiful jewelry that we also have by Bernhard H. Meyer. But ladies and gents, since we are live right now, and I know you might have some questions, so we want to do a little bit of a Q&A session right now. So I've got my phone in hand right here with, of course, this one is on YouTube right now, and this one is also here, also logged into Facebook. So if you have any questions, please throw them out now so we can get them answered to you, especially right now, guys. So this is something we want to do, so you get to answer, you get to ask questions. Anything about our beautiful Bernhard H. Meyer watches that we have today. So yes, I see a lot of love coming in right now. So thank you guys for, of course, sending all your love and all these beautiful comments that we have. Yes, Manchester City watches, as Mr. JR said, the new ones are most likely coming out in August. So we'll see those coming up very, very soon. Yes, great collections. Love you guys too. Love you. Rabia, sending you a lot of love there. And of course, and everybody sending the love throughout. So guys, if you have questions, of course, please ask them so we can check it out. Yes. Well, I think everybody's still a little bit amazed of like this great session that we had today. And of course, looking towards, getting more timepieces into the collection, having these timepieces. As I said, these are also collectibles that you can pass down into generations and generations to come. So you gotta get collecting, grab them now. And also beautiful thing is what we announced, as you see right now, I believe, I have to check, it should be on this side of the screen, right? You would be, because it's upside down, looking at the camera and I'm sitting down. So it should be on this side of the screen. You see our watches that are flashing on the screen? They are going on a special flash promo, guys, for 48 hours. The promo is already launched, so it's already ready in your e-store, ladies and gentlemen. Grab the opportunity right now to pick up one of these collectibles, these beautiful timepieces, guys. So the promo is already in your e-store, ladies and gents. Grab the opportunity in the next 48 hours by special promo, getting them right now. Just to name some of the watches that are in the promo, we have the Muses ladies. Okay, ladies, so you want to go for a classic evening, a beautiful evening with your gentleman, you can wear it on your watch. Muses ladies is there. We have the Stallion watch, a little bit more of a hip very great looking watch, beautiful watch is also out there. I think Stallion, ladies, you can also wear the gentleman. It's more of a gentleman's watch. It's a bit manly watch, but you know, nowadays there's so much unisex. Anybody can wear any watch. We have the Ballot stainless steel, an amazing looking watch. And as you saw on the wrist of Mr. Meyer himself, the 20th anniversary Cimier is also there, plus the Doris is also there, guys. Grab the opportunity. The Doris is a beautiful pendant that you can wear, so it's for the ladies. Gentlemen, doesn't mean because, you know, you're going out there, and ladies the same thing. Gentlemen, you can buy jewelry for your lovely lady, and ladies, you can buy beautiful watches for your gentleman as well. So it goes both ways. So if you don't have a present yet, you don't have something to give away, grab the opportunity now, or of course, buy for yourself and have a beautiful watch on your arm. So let me look back one more time if we have some more questions. Yes, 48 hours, ladies and gents. That is for the flash promo happening right now, already in your e-store. Let me see. YBN was not in. Okay. We have. Is there a rank for our BHM watches? I wouldn't say there's exactly a rank, but there's, you know, we have different types of watches, ranging from fashion watches to classic watches to sports watches to even very difficult complications where we have a double tourbillon, which is basically like AVP Yassir said very simply. It has two mechanisms inside the watch, so we have those as well. Benefits of the 48 hours, very simple, ladies and gentlemen. On a special price promo. So something that may have cost a lot more is a lot cheaper right now in your e-store. That's why we're doing these flash promos. So that is one of the benefits of those 48 hours, okay? All right, ladies and gents, if there are no more questions, I believe Mr. Meyer said it all already. He was, you know, amazing into it. So he already said everything. So everything should be in your minds already. Just as a reminder, you know, 48 hours, grab the opportunity to wear one of these amazing timepieces. And of course, ladies and gents, since what is happening around the world right now, stay safe, ladies and gents. Get motivation from wherever you can, of course. Stay motivated, stay happy, stay safe, and of course, take care of yourselves, because this is just a little bit of period of uncomfortableness, but this will all pass. And of course, when we come out, we will be stronger mentally, physically, or in my case, a little bit rounder, okay? But we will be a lot better, guys. And of course, as we say, QNET is with you. We are with you. So QNET is always with you, guys, like we are doing right now, live across the world to all of our IRs and anybody who's out there also looking at what QNET is all about. We are here for you. QNET is with you in this situation of a pandemic that is happening. But guys, we will be stronger. We will be a lot stronger after this. So guys, stay safe, stay happy, smile a lot. If you don't have anybody else in your house and locked up, smile in the mirror and smile at yourself. Use a lot of Instagram, use a lot of Facebook Live, and of course, come join us in our sessions. Our next session will also be absolutely amazing with more and more products. So guys, stay safe, and thank you so much for joining us today.
I'm Bernhard H. Meyer, fourth generation. What makes it a great Swiss-made watch? Originality of design, high standard components, finest craftsmanship, precision. This is our tradition of excellence. passed on from generation to generation.